Finally, she started to nail the notes, and that's going to get my video copyright struck. Just listening to this goth girl. But I wanted to go to my channel. Me. I wanted to revisit. Let me just confirm I'm on. By the way, this week I had to pay for no ads. I'm a premium member at this time. Okay, let's see if the video is working first, because I don't want to be talking to myself, right? And how do I do that? I go to my content, and I am sick. It's the last day of the year. What is this? Is this what's happening right now? I don't believe that. It says live. Let's click it and see. Yeah. Yeah. Because I don't want to be talking to myself. Yeah. Okay, good. Excellent. And I got a thumbs up already. That's even great. I know someone's listening out there. The reason why I'm doing this video is because I'd like to revisit the ancient civilization. This is my channel. I also wrote 2 unrelated books. Check out gitsferrari.com. This is the problem with YouTube is it cuts off the earlier stuff in all cases. For example, here. So I'm going to have to go to my playlist to find the video I want to see. It's the first video. Well, I don't want to go to the very first one because that was kind of dumb. What is this? Here it is. And I want to talk about the very first. What just happened? What's going on here? Okay, well, let me. Oh, good morning. Way deep inside. Thanks. And I just want to take a quick look at that. Get rid of that. Oh, you know what else I need to do before I continue is to turn off my Line app. Otherwise, someone's going to start calling or texting, and all my private stuff's going to show up. Let's see here. Yeah, quit that. All right, and yeah, I don't want to get into that. It used to be a bigger problem, actually, but yeah, it's lucky today's really a day off for me, usually. Let me make this bigger by getting rid of that. And as you can see, I keep quite a few tabs open in my daily routine. Okay, so this is it. I'm getting tricked because I'm looking at my video. I'm going to the playlist. It's right here at the top, right? That's the new channel. I already put that up. Oh, wow. I'm surprised because a lot of stuff is actually updating. So I'm going to go back to it's not really the bottom. I can find it. It was right after Jimmy did it. I think this here is kind of it. I'll just open that, wait, in a new tab. Let me do this first before I start that. Let me give my browser its own little window here, and there's got to be a way to solve this problem. So the volume levels are pretty good. Am I a little too loud? If I am, let me know, because I've tried to turn it down a little bit. Okay, I haven't actually rehearsed this, so I am going to open this one. That was one of the first ones I did. And I really just want to look at the pictures, and the reason. Hello, everybody. Yeah, look at that. How this could have been Poseidon's house? Okay, so that's basically talking about. I just saw the Jimmy video from Bright Inside. I started getting motivated to focus on this because it actually was all making sense to me right away. And I kept researching it, and I just kept still sticking with me. You can see over here on the right the playlist. You can see that's the ancient Tamanrasset River. I don't know how to make that bigger. Let me see if I can go back over here. It's so small. Let me see how big I can make those. There you go. So is this yeah, and these are some of the first videos down here. So this is my playlist. There's 72 videos, and at the end there's a few videos I did not do. All right, now that we got that set up, let me just go. Wait, what did I do with the other window? So I had a fun time narrating for an hour yesterday there, way deep inside, and because of that, I got motivated into just narrating my feelings. And, you know, I can always go back. No, those are not. That's IMDb. It's not Pornhub. First thing I thought when I saw that yellow icon. Let's see here. Oh, I guess this is not. What's going on here? Do I have 3 open? I have 3 open. Okay, it was over here. This is the one I wanted. Oh, it all gets large. That sucks. Okay, how did I do that? Here, right here. So there's basically 2 ways to get to your, obviously I've got to make it smaller. There's two ways to get to your chat, and one of them is here on the page, and the other one is going through the YouTube, what do they call it, studio? YouTube, it's not studio, it's, you go to, if I click edit video right here, it'll open up the studio. Oh, I know, I don't know. What I need to do is I need to go live, right? Create and then go live, and it'll open up this studio page here that's all different. And I should even see that I've been on for 5 minutes. I can hear myself here. I can even see the chat. So I'm going to try to use this more often. Obviously, one is better than the other. I guess they're almost the same, but I've got some controls in here. Anyways, I wasn't going to do a video about that. I want to do a video about this first video I did, looking at all the pictures, and here it is. Was really excited about the castle. Didn't know much about the castle. Let me go to the next page. Oh, did it really have a picture of the Tam and Richat? Oh, no, that was the next video. Yeah, next video is, huh? Okay, maybe I did. I don't think so. I didn't, what? It seems hard to believe. Let me just turn the volume down and play it so we can get some of the pictures. Because I showed them quite quickly. My philosophy was to, so there's the Poseidon's house. That's the castle, right? And I learned about it from Jimmy at Bright Insight. And Jimmy at Bright Insight now has 1.1 million subscribers. I have 6,000. I need more subscribers. Okay, now I believe that castle was a fort from probably the French, what do you call that army, that Foreign Legion? It's kind of like one of them Foreign Legion forts. And I have some reasoning behind that, although I don't have any evidence what that building really was. It just matches some earlier forts. And no, I don't think it was Poseidon's house, because in my opinion, anything on the Richat that existed back then was, let me make it large, kind of make it. So I was introducing the Richat structure. I just found out about it, and I didn't know about dome geology at that time, and I still don't believe this anymore. It just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, we're talking about a 50-mile wide circle. At this time, I believe that this circle was created by a Carrington plasma CEM from another entity such as a planet, or probably not the sun. And another thing about it is you don't see any examples of it anywhere else in the world. Regarding earlier cataclysms, the flood myth, I think that this shows that there was a major flood through this area going out towards, I mean, the way you see this, it looks like it's flowing towards the ocean. It doesn't look like it's flowing away from the ocean. And I don't believe that it was a tidal wave. It could have been, but a tidal wave wouldn't not have swept away the buildings that existed at the Richat structure. So the tidal wave theory just doesn't really work for me. And it's so far away from the ocean as well. I mean, we're talking about, if I'm not mistaken, 200. It's got to be more than that. This is actually about 25 miles wide. And I've been saying 50, but I was wrong. Sorry, it's a little wider, about 40, 30, 37. So 3 of those is 100, and that's kilometers. And so it's about 230 kilometers from the ocean. So it's just definitely far away enough from the ocean that if there was a tidal wave, I don't really believe it would have had such a major effect. And it wouldn't have caused all this sand up here. I mean, this sand looks like it's coming from the middle of Africa practically. I believe it was the ancient lake. I'll get into that later. Let's let it play and look at more pictures. Was this the real Atlantis? So these are the 3 videos that I learned about. So there were 3, and I don't see the date. It was almost 2 years ago now, maybe 2.5. And I had already known about the Eye of Africa because I discovered it through Google Earth, and I didn't know what it was called, so I searched Eye of Africa and found it right away. But I did not realize this was like 12 years ago now. Okay, I did have this alignment thing with these ancient megalithic sites. I used to think that it proved that there was a shift in the axis of the Earth, and that shift, I mean, we can look at this for a second. It's about 23.5 degrees. What's that? A telephone call? No, you see, that was the thing. Actually, what I'll do if I get into this is, I know, saying too much is not good. What I'll do is I'll try to put this up next to. Sorry, I should have this page open on my notebook, and I could probably do that real quick if I wanted to, but I'm actually not that interested in doing that. But way deep inside, thank you for sticking with me the whole hour yesterday. And you know what? Did I sound sicker yesterday or do I sound sicker now? I've had my cold pills. I just took some new ones. I woke up and I wasn't that bad, so I'll try to get warmed up and go see the fireworks tonight at Taipei 101. But I'm not going to be hanging out all night long. I'm literally going to go outside at 11:45, and maybe I'll do a live stream. We'll see. Okay, so Earth's previous axis. I think I should do this. That can, I don't know. See, let's just do that, right? It's much better. So these little points on this line, and some people say this is the flat Earth map, and it's not the flat Earth map. It's projected on the equal azimuthal map. It's the projection. It's the equal azimuthal projection. So you do see Antarctica down here. You see both poles, and it kind of ignores the empty Pacific Ocean back there, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Where's Pacific? It's right in front of me. So what's back there? I guess what it's showing is just it's tweaking everything so it's all flattened out. And I don't see it would be better if they just didn't show Antarctica at all for this, right? So that perfect circle, you know, it's kind of weird because we were looking at a tweaked map. So yeah, maybe it's kind of weird, right? But the one thing that we can say is that the North Pole is almost in the middle, so you can trust I don't want to say trust, but you can rely that the upper area is not as tweaked as the bottom area. Anyways, I've had different thoughts about this previous axis, but I think that if we were to go back, I don't think that we could have had any axis shift in the last 40,000 years, because the procession of the equinox pretty much proves that we've been the same for over 100,000 years, maybe 50,000 years. We have had no shift. I don't believe that. You know, I've got a master's in business, so what the hell do I know? And I've seen a lot of videos on this topic, and there's one in particular where he shows a whole bunch of different axes. Now this right here is, well, I forgot the name, but this is off the coast of Florida almost, and this is supposedly off the coast of Cuba. And both of those, this is real, and this one is kind of a computer creation. When I first saw it, I thought it was real. I got tricked. Not really, not for long, but now what do they call this thing right here? This is pretty important. It's like this ancient road, and it's underneath the ocean. And I don't know what I'm saying, but I will tell you the New Earth channel was really good. She's kind of changed a little bit. She got probably deplatformed by YouTube, I think, and I think she reloaded her old videos on another channel. But her new stuff, it's a little different. I'll just say that. There we go. So back to this. I don't know what I'm saying, so I'll just ramble on about something new. These little teeth, I measured it, I guess. I guess I can skip around. I measured it, and like I said, I believe it was a fort. Now, there it is, the location. This is back when I was just getting started, so I had a different type of production involved. I thought I was going to be stealing a lot of work from other people, so I was going to have to beef up the production. Now I'm just talking about the Richat. I guess what this picture shows, it's so nice, is you actually got, there's your center island. You've actually, well, I guess it goes to here, right? That's the center island. So this is the first ring that's away from the island. So look how much that could have held water. I mean, it's pretty cut and dry. It's really, the proportions don't match what Plato wrote. This is about 4 times larger. And when you talk about the measurement unit, it was a stadia. And the stadia is about 200 meters, because how big is a stadium? When you're on a stadium, when you're watching a sports event. How big is the stadium? It's not a meter. It's not a kilometer. But a stadium is about a fifth of a kilometer. And I think that it makes sense. 200 meters across. Well, this is more than 200 meters. It's like, I can't remember. They said 5 stadia, so a kilometer across. Well, that's like 4 or 5 kilometers across. And what I want to do is I want to go there and I want to walk. I want to visit this, of course, because I think that this is the comet strike. I think this is the impact area where this whole place was taken out. I mean, that is 2 kilometers across right there. And if anything was here, that would have destroyed it. So a comet impact destroyed Atlantis, in my opinion. All right, moving on. See, I'm just showing where it is. If you don't know how to locate it on most maps, you can, if you're not looking at Google Earth, you can just follow the bottom of this country. It looks like a pelican. That looks like a dolphin, right? That's Morocco. And this is, I forgot the name. Actually, it's such a weird name. And this is the theory that when you do the flooding, you get an island like this. I don't believe in this. This was done by Visiting Atlantis like 12 years ago. Like 10 years ago, Visiting Atlantis had this theory that the island was because the Africa, if you can take a look at that one more time, you can see that Africa was flooded so much, this was an island, like a permanent long-term island. No, I don't believe that at all. This is pretty much impossible to me. My theory is, wow, that was still running? My theory is that you had a river, the ancient Taman Richat, going behind it right here, and supplying water to the whole area. And it didn't look like this, but there may have been a little ocean here. That's possible, but I don't believe that there was an ocean here. Not like that. Not at all. Okay, so anyways, moving on. That's just a rendition that I found from visitingatlantis.com. And if you follow everything, you didn't have a canal, you had a tunnel here. Very interesting thing. So they could block it off, nobody could get in. You can study this by yourself. I'm not really interested. The racetrack theory going around, that's what Plato said, right? There's a racetrack going around it. And see, if you look at the center island, you could, I don't know how he got that orientation. A in the center, fine. But B over there on the left, I don't remember reading that. I think that's just a guess. And what C is Garden of Poseidon. So over here you had this big garden. I don't remember. I have to reread that to kind of confirm that again. But I honestly don't recall any of that that orientation, that layout. Okay, moving on. And it's good for the beginning, starting out, right? Okay, I measured it. I'll go through those measurements real quick. Oh, well, let's actually just let it play, right? There you go. So here's the center, and there's the location of that castle. I mean, I was focused on the castle because at that time, I was thinking that was the house of Poseidon. I thought that was Poseidon's castle. I thought it was so weird. It's got 4,800 square meters inside of it. It goes across 123 meters there. I mean, it's no big deal to me right now, this measurements. I called it the tooth wall because those walls are so weird and thick. I'd like to see it. I want to go there. Nobody went there. Josh Sergensen, I'm sorry, he's a good guy, but he should have gone over here. It was right near where he went. He just met in the middle. If there's any way to zoom in on that, it's just showing the corner measurements. I was all into it. That little building in the middle, whatever that is. It's such a weird building, and to be honest, it is kind of a mystery still. When you look at this this wall, they've got these weird corners, and these little things were those structures, were those little houses? I wanted to know, are those walls? Are those rooms? I call it the tooth wall because it looks like teeth, but these are zoomed in on Google Earth. It's a nice one, right? I forget where I got that shot, but it really shows the lighting nicely. And you can see those are like little rooms against the wall. And then there's just one big room in the middle of the place. I mean, not much of a fort, more of a wall, but maybe there's a bunch of wooden buildings inside that are gone. So I would say that's about 300, 200 years old, maybe 100. Because there's a prison in Tudini Mountains that are only 40 years old, and they look almost the same. So those walls in the middle of the Sahara, they don't last. All right, so this was I was really just learning about this whole area. There it is. Now, that's another thing right there next to the castle. You can see the castle right there, but those bushes or whatever, that's actually has something else. Actually, I want to see that again. Let's go back to that real quick. Do I see what is that, a triangle right there? You have this circle over here. And as far as it being, okay, so in antiquity, there's another map that's not on this video that shows that they know this is an antiquity. They have a trophy over it. It's kind of like a vase or a trophy. This is a map coming from Europe. It's actually the layer that I'm talking about I've seen in different places. But they've got an antiquity symbol for this castle. And they also have an antiquity symbol here. So something was up here. So if you think that... when you go take it, let's go back to see the whole thing. Let's go here. So it's right there. And if you take that into consideration, I really think if anything existed, like a house or a building that still exists, it's right here. That antiquity sign, that has to be understood right there. And that's going west. So in that other orientation, it showed it over here. And I had seen it on both sides, so I kind of thought that might have been the House of Poseidon. Yes, the castle isn't the House of Poseidon, but it could be exactly where it was. Now, there's another castle over here, too. So there's two castles. There's one here, and then there's one over here. And I think I zoom into it a little later. Okay, I skipped it. What is that? Oh, that's that bush. That's back to the castle. Okay, so there's the twin theory. Let's see. What is Atlantis? Okay, I don't really need to get into that. I was really teaching myself. I make videos to teach myself. And by the way, speaking of self, let me see if I can... oh, did I close it? Where did it go? That's it right there. Is that it? Let's see if I have any comments. No, that's not it. What the... oh, there it is. Right here. There we are. Good morning. Yeah, thank you for telling me I sounded worse yesterday. My wife sent me here, General Lay. Nice to meet you, General Lay. And I'm curious about why your wife sent you here. Was it because it's Taiwan? I had the title says... The title says... Huh? Does it say Adam's Calendar? That's not the title. Don't tell me that's the title. That's weird. That's not the title I saw. Oh my gosh, it is the title. Here, let me close this. Okay, I'm going to change the title of this video to... that's weird. I thought it said something completely different. Okay, well, let's call this... what should I call this? Because the original... it's a revisit. I'm going to just say Atlantis revisit for now. And believe it or not, it saves it. Atlantis Richat revisit. Okay, I'll just save that for now. Okay, going back to the video itself. If you're not sure what I'm doing here... oh, wait. I wanted to see what you had to say. There's somebody else saying something here. This is... it's only half a bowl. Don't forget Japan. Of course, I do have pictures of the Yonaguni monument under Japan. Actually, don't forget, it's closer to Taiwan. Okay, I did a whole visit. So when you say don't forget Japan, I don't think you saw my visit to the... well, I'll just show you right here in the live stream. Let's go to the top because I've got a couple of them. Taiwan Stonehenge. The other one is... where is it? Dulan sarcophagus, Taiwan archaeology. Okay, and ignore Secret Temple in Taipei. I think that was built in the 50s or the 60s. And there's an obelisk also. So there's a couple of Taiwan related, but what I learned in my trip to Dulan is that the Yonaguni monument is actually more connected to Taiwan. Let me show you in Google Earth. That's my Christopher Walken impression. Let me show you. I was actually going to try again, but I'm no good at it. Okay, So this is the video. I'll finish this. I'll show you in a minute. I wanted to find, I mean, some of these pictures are incredible. Let's put it that way. Yonaguni Island. Okay, this is northern Canada. So you can see what I was looking at last, right? Okay. That didn't help. Let's just zoom into Taiwan. So Yonaguni Island is right here. Is that it? That's got to be it. Maybe that's not it. Oh, there it is, over here. Yonaguni. And the monument is right there. Of course, if we click on it, they show us a cliff above water. Oh, that's no good. So if you take a look at the location of that, it is Japan, but it's actually right next to me. I'm right here. So I'm literally, when you say Japan, I think you're talking about the Yonaguni. I mean, there's a lot of monuments in the other parts of Japan that are, I'm only 165 kilometers away from Yonaguni. And if I change that to miles, let's take a look. That's 100 miles, 102.77. I can tweak that. You know I can tweak that. Because I think I'm actually over here. So I'm 100 exact miles away from Yonaguni, right? Boom! That's worth screenshotting right there. That's worth screenshotting right there. Let me just do that real quick. So a lot of ways I get images is I use this. The new snip and sketch is better. I'll just get that right there. All right. And save it before I forget. See, I like it because it auto-saves. All right. So way deep inside, I totally heard you yesterday when you said you wanted me to interview Taiwan girls. That's why I know when you called me babe that it was a mistake. I knew that because I honestly wanted to do an interview channel, and I still would like to do it, but I'm on my way to 60, so maybe I feel safe. You know, I can tell you a story. It happened a few weeks ago. I was on the MRT, and some young lady who looked pretty well dressed, and she looked fit. I was couldn't stop looking, and she saw me looking, and I'm like, uh-oh. And then what did she do? She hopped out of her seat and offered me her seat. It broke my heart. And after about 30 seconds, I recovered, and I sat down in her chair and just looked at her legs. I was still embarrassed, but I was obviously not a threat to her. Okay, back to this. Size and shape. That shows stadia 607 feet. Okay, if you convert 607 feet into meters, how many meters is 600 feet? Okay, 182 meters. That's a little less than 200, and there's different versions of the stadia, and the Egyptian stadia. How many meters was the Egyptian stadia? Ayo. Let me try that again. How many meters was the Egyptian stadia?
157.5 meters.
That's not
Here's
right.
a summary from Khan Academy. For one thing, he was using as his unit of measure the Greek unit, stadion, or the length of an athletic stadium.
Oh, see, this
But
is the
not all
Greek one.
stadiums were built the same length. In Greece, a stadium equaled roughly 185 meters.
Oh, shut up. Okay, well, this is showing different information, but I'm looking at the source. Now, if you go to Wikipedia, it shows a different story, okay? It's right there, and it says 209 meters. So I know you thought that I was putting my foot in my mouth. I don't know what this is. Khan Academy comes up with 157 meters, which in that way it would mean that the Plato version of the thing was actually even smaller. I don't think anybody believes this, but I don't know. And the thing about it was the stadium, well, okay, anyways. But I was always going by this. And it doesn't really matter to me because we already know that there's a big difference in Plato's writings and the actual Richat structure. Oh, you know what I should do? I should name it, yeah. Okay, it doesn't matter. I'll change it later. If I come across it, I'll change that. No, there it is. Okay, so was the Richat structure Atlantis revisit? There we go. Call it that. I don't have any more comments. Don't forget Japan. I won't. It's only half a bowl. What does that mean? Bowl? Dome geology? Bowl? Oh, I don't understand what you mean, the bowl. Okay, General Lay, you must have left already. Let's see, how many viewers do I have? 1 viewer! It must be way deep inside. Saying thanks for sticking with me. I guess I lost General Lay. It's too bad. I was kind of curious who General Lay is. Alright, back to that other video. Maybe General Lay's wife should be watching. Alright, so there you go. A couple more things. 607 feet. I don't know where I got this stuff from. It's something else I was into, but it's basically measuring... It's something I did earlier. 127, I guess... Oh, see, that might answer my question, because visiting Atlantis had a number, and it's not in this video, and I think it's 127 that they kept... Yeah, they were times 127 times 607 feet, meters. Or feet. See, they're going by feet too, so that's confusing. But 127, I was wondering where that number came from. It's the circular island of Atlantis diameter. But I don't recall that in Plato's writing. I do not recall that at all. And I already skipped that screen. I'll just go back if I can find it. I think it's right here. It's so hard to see. Let me try that. The book covers were right here, right? Well, I guess General Lay's like, I'm out of here. See, it's so hard to see all the... I think it's right here. I had the book covers. The books that Plato mentioned Atlantis within. But I'm not seeing it. I think it's like right here. Alright, well anyways, it's back there. I had it on there for a while. Alright, let's let this play. You can just see these comparisons made. I thought they were pretty good pictures at the time. Now I don't really care so much. I mean, whether it was or wasn't Atlantis isn't as important to me as what I now know, which is we've had a cataclysmic event which reset humanity 13,000 years ago and changed all humanity's lives. And I think what I basically thought I had in this video was it's actually in the next video, I guess, which was the boundary lines, the different ones. The Younger Dryas boundary is 13,000 years old. See, I was relying on visiting Atlantis for a lot of stuff, and they were talking about the tools. And I don't know, this is a stone needle. In my vision, Atlantis wasn't using stone as a needle. So I don't believe that this stuff was related to Atlantis. But there's some stuff that was interesting, these rings. Yeah, there was a civilization there, that's for sure. It was a different time. There was elephants, giraffes, evidence of military. There was visiting Atlantis, bright insight. So I grabbed these screenshots, I guess from visiting Atlantis. Now the maps, that'll be a different video. And I've already revisited that a couple times, but the first video made me money, and I was really excited. And ancient maps showing Atlantis, but I've learned so much more about which maps are which. Also Herodotus, we see the Herodotus map. This is one of them. And one thing to understand with the Herodotus map is that it shows basically what he wrote. It's not really something that he drew. It was through writings. So those maps have been kind of recreated. Now this so-called well they found, I don't know where they dug this well. I'd like to know where they dug the well. But this whole same color rocks, people talk about that. I think that's good. I mean, that's another supportive thing. The Dogon people, now we can start talking about that. The human fish myth. This is the modern culture. I think that what we see here is we have a correlation between the human fish myth and the Sumerian fishmen, in my opinion. So there's also the twin cult there's a lot of twins, and Poseidon had a twin. Atlas had a twin. I guess Atlas was the first one to come out of his mom's cooch. Otherwise, his brother, who inherited the region of Gades in Spain. I think that Plato wrote about all this. That's why we know that the concentric circles weren't in Spain. Traditional knowledge. They have some knowledge about the stars that would have been impossible to know. Now, this is a modern culture in that area, so I don't really have much to say about that anymore. This is regarding twins and the fact that Poseidon and Plato had 5 pairs of twins. And that was pretty much it. So I guess I'm pretty much done with this video. I think I lost my viewers anyways. I could probably... I have to be honest, when I started this, I was actually thinking of some other stuff. See if I got any more. Nope, I don't have any more comments. Where are we here? This has been... How much time? I can't find it. Oh, there it is. 36 minutes. That's kind of what I wanted to do. I got 2 viewers. Last chance for some comments before I split. I might do another video just like this in a few minutes, so who knows. The other video I wanted to do was regarding... Where's my... Okay, well, let's take a look at the playlist one more time so you kind of know. And if you really need to see my evidence about Atlantis getting hit by a comet, this video shows that there are 3/4 of the mountains on this ring. If it's so-called dome geology, it should have been the whole ring. And that whole final one was... where is it? This picture isn't really a good picture, but the big, huge disc of what I call... like when you go to Death Valley, you've got those flats, like the Devil's Golf Course. I'd like to go to that flat and see how fine it is, but what I believe that was is a crater that got immediately filled up with water and sand. When I say immediately, maybe over 100 years, or maybe there was another flood. I mean, I think that there were 2 events. Plato says this happened in 9000 BC. So that's 11,000. I think it was actually a little more, 12,000 years ago. I went to Siem Reap twice. I've been to Cambodia twice, and those are the pictures from Cambodia. So that's like the second video down. It's right there. Click in the description. Taiwan Stonehenge. I just walked around it. From what I see, that rock broke. There used to be 2 holes. I'm not sure what happened there. I'm not sure why it's broken. The ancient shorelines around the Richat structure, I think, are incredible. That video shows them quite well. And yes, parallel canals. I mean, if that wasn't an ancient civilization with water power, with what is it called, maritime capabilities, I don't know what to say. There were 2 canals that are parallel right there. Right there next to the Richat structure. And each one of these lines is like 20 kilometers long. So parallel canals. And not just those 2 canals, there's others. Now, the Dulon sarcophagus, in my opinion, was created to hold water. It shows the drainage. Where was that? Right there. And so I guess it's 3,000 years old. I think it's pretty clear it's there to hold water. You can see the drainage tube. And because of that one thing, I believe that it was water. It had nothing to do with a tomb. So it wasn't a sarcophagus. Secret Temple in Taipei, that just shows on the campus. It's a university, the oldest university, a beautiful campus. Taiwan, National Taiwan University. So that's the crater in the Richat. These 2. Actually, this was the first one I did. And that shows, it's all the same because I reused the images. Proof the Richat had water. Back to the shorelines and back to what I call the, I keep forgetting that word. When you've got a lake bed that dries out, you've got this sediment on the bottom that just creates white. That takes years and years to create. It just doesn't happen overnight. And it's all over. You can clearly see where ancient bodies of water existed. Comet Ison, I did this video about 7 years ago, and it was about Comet Ison's. It broke up as it went around the sun. It introduced this era, this period of time in my life, introduced me to the so-called electric universe theory, which I'm still prone to believe in because I believe that this dome geology was created. And by the way, the squatting man, I'm learning more. I'll do a video in the future about the squatting man. I believe that might have been that myth. It goes on to the whole electric universe theory. I think that that's one theory about how this so-called structure was created, not dome geology. All right, no more chats, huh? Just 2 viewers? No more chats. F-U. Probably split. General A, his wife sent him there, and then he split. Honey, you gotta watch this video. Okay, the one I want to do next, coming up. People talk about no megalithic structures exist in the Richat. Well, you're mistaken. There is. Check out this video. It shows what I call a henge. It's not really a henge, but it's this, because Stonehenge has the word henge. I used it. It's not really a circle. It's got 1, 2, 3, and then the middle. You can check that out. I didn't update, so you can watch the update first if you want. The casing stones, I talked about the pyramid and the Sphinx as well, and I'm rather proud of that research, but it's not related to this, so I'll go past. Now, the Eyes of Atlantis, these new structures that I found, they're not new. I think this is incredible stuff, and I really have to thank Anthony Tunstall. I always have to make sure I'm saying his name correctly. The guy who owns Zero Control. He doesn't have any content on his channel now, but he did a few videos, but he has other links. You can find the links at that video. And it shows these eyes. These are incredible. I think they are tumuli, and that means there's a concept that they are burial sites. However, I also think that they might be related to the ancient gold mines of the Anunnaki. Sorry, am I saying that right? And the thing is these are located throughout the Sahara area. They have special shapes, but I think if you had flying machines back then they definitely would have been good directional structures to show people. It's just interesting that they all face. These do not. These are kind of special. They face in the same direction. Sorry, these two don't face in the same direction as the ones around Atlantis. You can watch them yourself. Okay, so ignored method. So I was angry that those guys, the 2 of them who went to visit the middle of the Richat, Josh Surgison and the other guy, in separate channels, they met. And the thing that annoyed me was that they didn't go to the castle. They didn't go to the henges. Sorry, I've been needing to do that for a while. They didn't go to the castle, they didn't go to the henges, and they didn't go to the canals. And I had already told them both, because I met them online, and I communicated with them. Josh Surgison gave me credit for the research in his video. Okay, where's my drink? Oh, well, I got some Coca-Cola. I'm just going to take a quick sip of Coke, because I need the back of my throat. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is when I figured out that the castles were probably... I put Sorry Bright Inside at the end like I was dissing him, and a lot of people, they came after me and like, oh. I mean, they were really weird about their comments. I don't know if they're in this video. I got a lot of comments and a lot of views on this video. It's a different world back then. Let's see how many views we got here. This one shows... Wait a minute. I guess I have to make this smaller. What happened? Yeah, so this has 13,000 views. And I'll just show you a couple other large views. One of them is ancient maps showing Atlantis. And this had, I kind of wonder, where is it? There it is. This video got, let's see here, 47,000 views. So I made about $800 off this video. Unfortunately, yeah, if you look at my suggestions, notifications, it's all auditing the police back in the States, especially with the COVID, with people wearing face masks. Yeah, I do say this video is quite long. It's actually a half hour. And I kind of teased, and in the beginning I was talking about other stuff. I don't want to revisit this right now, but I do suggest you watch it if you haven't. And I was trying to produce some faster videos, so I would edit out all the ums and the uhs. All right. This picture, let's just finish this up. This is a wrong one. But this picture, am I not showing this in both? Where is it? Here? Oh, this one? Nope. Where did that original video I was doing? Did I navigate away? Oh, that's not it. Well, let's just say that the only chance I've got at making any real money on YouTube, I got to develop these other channels. That's the channel logo, but I'm going to speed it up a little bit. It's actually still too slow. Too slow. And that means I have to change the sound. But then I discovered there's a channel that exists already. Okay, I kind of lost that one video I was looking at. Is it here? What happened to it? I guess I was done, right? I navigated away because I was done, if I'm not mistaken. All right. Yeah, Boy George. I was watching that video. I was looking at the Bible. I was looking at the Old Testament. This is actually quite interesting because I'm lazy and I can't really read the Bible. But the Cliff Notes version of it kind of doesn't sit there and go over each sentence. It kind of talks about it as a whole, and it taught me a lot. And the Old Testament, of course, is still up in the air as how much of it is real from history. I learned a lot. I'm going to actually do that one more time because I fell asleep. I had it auto-read to me. I was using this here.
About the Old Testament of the Bible. About the Old Testament of the Bible. Introduction. Although the Old Testament is often referred to as a book, it is really a collection of many books, or separate manuscripts.
Now, as an English teacher, I want to say it is really a collection of many books. I'd like to be able to change that, but it's stronger, louder, and faster spoken. It's emphasized. It's not de-emphasized like helping verbs. All right, moving on. Okay, so that's pretty much it, right? I'm kind of done. Something's got to be done about this. You know what I really need is I need to have the view room put into this. And then I would be one location. There it is. Here we are. Well, I lost all my viewers. I'm the only viewer left. I think I even lost way deep inside. If I hadn't, well, thanks for sticking through. Maybe it's not your thing. Was the Richat structure Atlantis? This was the first time it was my very first video, so I decided to revisit it, and I'm successful in that. I've been a Google Earth archaeologist for about 2 years now, and it started before the COVID. I haven't been doing Google Earth much recently, but I could really zoom in and talk about it a lot, and I'm probably going to do a video like that coming soon. I didn't want to do an hour on this video, but it's kind of appropriate because I think that this was my first one, and it's got a lot of information that I forgot about. So there we are. The Richat structure could have been Plato's concentric circles of downtown Atlantis. Check out all my videos, and if you want to know more about Taiwan, check out my other playlists. And know that I've been in Taiwan for 20 years, but I really need to start making money on these online ventures, please visit getsferrari.com. I'm going to have to get a picture. Getsferrari.com. Let's go there now. This is an ad. I am advertising, but it's not paid, so I don't have to declare it. Now, of course, when you go to Gets Ferrari, I'm dying. No. I'm going to end this video and go get my other coffee. GetsFerrari.com actually redirects to the Amazon page. At this time, I had a long time that I had lost control of my Amazon page. And while I had lost control, what is going on here? Okay, did I not go there? What's going on? Come on. What? Now I'm angry. Now I'm angry. This shouldn't have happened. This should not have happened. What's going on here? I just got this going. Let's try it again. Is this not working? Did I lose my internet? I don't believe this is not working. Okay, let's close that down for now. And let's try another way. This is my other website. It's the name of the book. This goes directly to the book page. But I'm just wondering why it didn't work. I don't have internet? Where's the internet? Network, internet access. It says connected. So why isn't it going? Can I go to another page and is this done? Let me try something random. This works. Okay, now I'm angry. Now I'm angry. Why? Why is this not working? Okay, I'm pissed. I'm pissed off. I paid my bills. I paid GoDaddy. Okay, let's try it over here. Well, at least they're both not working. Maybe there's some problem, but at GoDaddy. Or maybe there's some internet problem. Yeah, see, this is when I immediately go to isitdown.com. What happened? Did it work? Or did we even try it? What is wrong? It's working. I think the internet must be down. But I got my Wikipedia page. Let me go to Facebook. Oops. Yeah, this is my other page. I'm also an artist. I don't know if this is working, but you can always buy some of my paintings. There's me. Just doing some random work. I'm also a carpenter. Who is Stig? I don't know. I'm nothing. If you know Dave Dubine, he bought my work. He commissioned me. I did a dog. It's actually kind of hard to see. Which celebrity is that? A lot of people say he doesn't look like him, but I like that. I'd like to do another portrait and trade it back. What is wrong with the other page? It says problem loading page. See, I don't understand. So, guess I'm ending this video, aren't I? Let's go back to this live streaming. Okay, I'm the only guy here still, and it's been over an hour, almost, not quite. I'm gonna end this video and try to solve this problem, but trust me, getsferrari.com will take you to the page. If you don't find it, just search Gets Ferrari on Amazon.com. I'm angry. Bye bye.